I want to get more pygmy goats. Let me explain. So as you guys might already know, I've got 2 pygmy goats already. We've got Oscar and we've got Henry. They're both weather goats. They're pretty sick. They're also a year and 8 months old. Henry's pretty huge. He's got some big horns on him as well. And Oscar's a little bit smaller, but he's still got some pretty big horns. Henry's very lovely. So before I explain what I need to do before I get more goats, there's a little thing I want to explain why I actually want to get more goats and what it will do for me and Henry and Oscar. So to put it simply, when I first got Henry and Oscar, I wanted to get 2 female goats, which I didn't end up doing. As you can tell, I've got 2 weather goats at the moment, Henry and Oscar, they're boys. But I wanted to start off with 2 female pygmy goats, mainly because they could have kids. The point is I wanted to get female goats straight off so I could kind of breed them and raise up the kids and sell them on, which for kind of 2 good reasons. Firstly, it means I could start growing my goat herd, you know, kind of building up the amount of goats I have, kind of trying different things. But having kids and breeding kids with the goats would be not only really cool, but also selling the kids will pay for the cost of the goats, because the goats aren't expensive. But if I get 2 more, their feed is going to get up in price a lot, and that's something really I can afford, but I would like to be able to have something that'll pay for it. So just breeding the goats and selling their kids would pay for the rent and the feed, which would be really useful. And for anyone that was wondering, I do have plenty of space here for more pygmy goats. We've got plenty of place for them to run around. Got their big climbing frame over there, obviously tyres. Oscar's all the way over there. Henry's down over here. And we do have their shed on the left, but we will be getting a new one. So this is their shed at the moment. It looks pretty small on camera, but it's probably fine for Henry and Oscar. But the one problem and main reason I want to replace it, obviously, is if I do get more goats, I need somewhere for them all to fit. But also it is basically falling apart. Like the door, this bit of the wall, as you can see, it's not it. It's not it. Because Henry is so big and so strong that he basically just breaks it so easily. Because he kind of just walks up, headbutts it once, and a bit of the panel falls off or something, which is not really good, and then you have to come back and fix it. But with this new shed, it should be indestructible, and Henry will not break it anytime soon. There are kind of 4 things I want to do before I think about actually looking and buying goats, because right at the moment, I think what we obviously need, they need a new shed for one, which we'll be getting in literally like a week. We're going to order it, and it's kind of a big sort of pigsty type thing, but it's a bit more expensive than what I would like to spend on a goat house. But what I will say is it will last Henry and Oscar their whole lifetime for sure. I don't want to play with you right now. Sorry, he's a bit annoying. Hey, Henry, sort him out. I want them to have a bigger shed basically. The shed I'm going to buy, 6 foot by 8 foot, so it gives obviously Henry and Oscar plenty of space to go in there in the winter and stuff, and also it has enough space for 2 more pygmy goats, and also for all their kids as well while we have them here before we sell them, because that's kind of really important. Number 2, what I want to do with the wooden climbing frame you've already seen, I want to build another one kind of over in the other end of the field, so they've got 2 different bits to climb on, so there's different bits to run around on and stuff. Also, if you're wondering, this is their climbing frame. I'll give you a quick rundown on what we've got. We've kind of got a ramp going up here and then going up, and then they've got an extra section over there, which is pretty cool. And they can also go inside there because there's a little door, and they like going in there in the sun, especially when it's really hot. They like going in there because of the shade. But there are 2 videos on making this climbing frame. There was kind of 2 sections. So the first bit was kind of this, and there was some pallets over there. And the first video was me building this ramp and putting in the second bit here. And the second and final video was doing the second bit and the big climbing frame over there. And if you wanted to see how I made those, do check out the 2 videos, which I'll link up in the icon up there. Number 3 is I need to get them like a proper hay feeder, because I've got 2 racks right now on the climbing frame, one for Henry and one for Oscar. But if we're going to have 4 pygmy goats, that's obviously not going to be enough. And for the 4th thing, I need to buy a proper like feeder trough thing. Yeah, it should be very interesting to see how we move on with this, because goats are getting very expensive at the moment. Because I bought these 2. When did I buy it? April 2021. I got them for £200 each, which was a bargain, to be fair. For little goats that are so lovely and a bit painful like Oscar, that was a pretty good deal. And with female goats especially, they're so expensive. It'll be interesting to see when I like actually buy the goats, but having everything ready at least is really good. Now Henry, please. Now Oscar, look, now Oscar's, Oscar. No, not you, Henry, you'll actually eat it, stop. Also, if you're interested in the cost of me keeping my goats, including the rent and the feed and the vet bills and that sort of thing, do leave us a comment if you want to see a video talking about that, so you kind of get an idea of how much it is to keep goats, even just 2. It's not as much as you would think, which is good, but it can be a little pricey in certain sections. So leave me a comment if you want to see something about that. So if that all sounds really interesting to you and you're interested to see how we move on with the new shed, obviously, the new things for getting ready for the new goats, and when we eventually get the new goats, give us a subscribe, like, give us a comment as well. And if you're interested, there's a whole playlist on my channel about the goats from right where we got them up to today, and like everything in between. So do check that out after this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.